Hey guys, Aniki63. So I wrote this poem an hour ago, and I really feel the need to record it. So here it is. It's called "You're Too Good for Me." If I mess up on it, I'm gonna keep going. So every woman that's ever fallen in love with me said the same phrase: "You're too good for me." The first couple of times I smiled and dismissed their sincerity and assumed they were comparing me to previous lovers or something. I mean, undercovers, but that's not the reason. I'm seasoned in combat of many forms, defied several social norms, and admittedly sometimes dance in storms, but I grew up with thunder and lightning, lighting my way out. Now I look for the right lighting for my way in to thunderous applause because someone finally understands me. It's factual that if you actually study culinary and concoct a concoction within the confines of said credentials, it'll be deliciously rewarding and congruently comparable to the very teacher that taught you to perform the dance that created this elegance. But, by chance, it's completely plausible to develop a penchant for combining your favorites and making it with such an enthusiastic love that it topples the status quo, right? It's possible. It's like coal to diamonds or athletes to Olympians. It's a desire. It's a complete and perfect belief to leave the piece of city or state that put you in a state of carrying your peace just to feel peace and not hate. It's being born in the wrong body, in the wrong place, with the right mind for the wrong space, and your mom smiling and telling you it'll be okay, and you're her special baby boy. Don't misgender or misinterpret my musings for your own meaning. I'm saying I have never, ever felt like a part of any one group or ideological existence. My persistence in theological breakdown and comparison would continuously cause a rift with the current thinking or relationships that I come in contact with, so I try to avoid, not for me, but for their sake. I developed passion for plays and the acting arts because I felt the most comfortable camouflage I'd ever worn. And while competing and winning first for Poetry Interpret state competition, I knew I would come back to another friend dead, locked up, or have another hit put on my head. It was madness. I'm convoluted and bullheaded, and if I'm wronged, I can't forget it. So instead, I developed the Irish Goodbye 2.0 and cut all communications cold so I never again let it get too far out of control and have to resort back to violence. I'm good at it too. I've got a switch that once it's flipped, not even the same dude at all. You know how sharks' eyes go black before they attack? It's like that, but instead there's no emotion to my bodily actions. In fact, it's like slow motion to me when it's happening, like Nolan was directing the fight and I somehow made it out with my life and left conscience aside. It's one hell of a horrible sight, and I am ashamed to claim this right. I was pried from peaceful elementary and moved to Malvern for my first real introduction to how malicious this world can be. And I survived all of the, "Where you from, white boy?" and "It's how we do it here" taunts before the attacks on the playgrounds hidden from faculty sight. It was only 1 year later when I was ripped from that prison of a school to be thrown headfirst into a newly consolidated conglomeration of white flight and teachers' plight of students that held them hostage when they felt things weren't right at the height of gangbanging in the US. I'm so glad that most people have no clue of this. New school, new kid, wrong skin, new rules of engagement, and I hit the pavement running as fast as I could for answers of why me? Track team, band, acting, and all of the positive I tried to put out was drowned deep in the waters of self-belief, coupled with new teeth cuts on knuckles deep so that my hands could speak on their own if they need be. I've seen my friends' lives escape their bodies when I heard their thoughts moments ago. I've buried best friends on Christmas Eve and my birthday so the universe could show me I shouldn't be too ambitious. But humbled me, it did not. I wrote and rapped and drank and smoked and wrote and thought and rapped and performed with my last remaining cell of energy. Then I looked up to see my enemies in the crowd, not moving and standing like statues, while the rest undulated in unison to my words that laced the 808, so I continued with reckless abandon. Military and college, learning others' points of view and starting to view the world as not just a war zone with carnage, but a life that could be polished to reveal my true reflection. I philosophized with hippies while tripping and listening to the Grateful Dead. I made true friends of Black Power movement, whitey hating friends that saw the real me wasn't racist at all. I've rapped at raves, popped Molly and had cane, and I've had so many international friends and felt perfectly at home in their ways. I'm a man with blindness for boundaries others don't care to cross. I've shared plates with Arabs, homosexuals, Asians, Europeans, preachers, and Latin Americans and thought, why the hell did I have to be born where I was made to feel this and see all that pain? No answer in particular was the answer from the universe that remains the bane of my existentially geared, hope-driven, pain-keeping, too fast for its own good brain. And yet every woman that's ever fallen in love with me has said the same phrase. You're too good for me. I have no clue why they say this because I've only been surviving in this life. While others will inevitably spew their hate speech or political rants or religious views or sexual identities or racial eccentricities, I'll always be me. I'm mistaken for mixed or Asian on a regular basis, so I'll just let it be anyway. I've seen hate from those who wish to end my life. I've seen it in their eyes while clutching the knife or barrel pointed down sights. I've never consciously decided, but I've always looked for the light while I continued to fight for mine. They say I'm too good for them? Yeah, right.